Welcome to Crypto Fire Chat. I'm the DeFi wizard, JMS, and I just want to have a conversation with you right now about decentralized finance, DeFi 2.0, and how this might be the most crazy breakthrough upheaval that has ever happened for humanity in regards to finance. Now, nothing that I say is going to be financial advice, right? I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy anything that I'm talking about here right now just because I'm talking about it. Like, please do your own research. We're just sitting down, having a chat about the fire, about what we think is fire in crypto right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right here. We're going to jump over here and we're just going to take a look at Bitcoin right now. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, so this is Bitcoin right now. We're not interested in Bitcoin, but we like to look at what Bitcoin is doing so we can kind of gear what else is going on in the rest of the market. Now, I don't want to talk about like little puny gains. Like, people think that like maybe Bitcoin will go to 100k. That's like, you know, less than a 2x, you know, doubling in income. I don't think Bitcoin is going to go to 100k, because what happens is that if Bitcoin hits like 75 or 80k, it's at like 56 something k, 56.6k right now. People are going to sell. People are going to sell at like 75k. So I think people are tired of these pump and dump schemes where there's a hype cycle, people get hyped up about a coin, they buy into it, and then it dumps. People are tired of having to sell. So enter DeFi 2.0. Decentralized finance hasn't really come into its own yet until 2021. So we've seen 2021. It is now December 3rd, 2021. So we can look back at the rest of 2021 and kind of look at what decentralized finance has done. So it's kind of the test year. And we've seen a proven model. We've seen how decentralized finance can work, and now we're seeing how it has evolved to be a multi-billion dollar, trillion-dollar play. So I kind of want to look at how these different DeFi protocols have been playing out in the markets, and kind of I'm going to break down my top 10 protocols. We've literally looked at hundreds of different protocols, and we're gonna break down first the top down by their parent chain market cap, and then we're gonna count them down by how much yields, rewards you can get for each of these projects. So as far as parent chains are concerned, you know, we have Etherium here, of course, is like the mother of smart protocols. So things started building on Etherium, and then people realized that Ethereum really couldn't scale. Ethereum 10x this year, it was like around $400 at the beginning of the year, now it's like $4,500. And with that came higher gas fees. So now it's a couple $100 to do any kind of transaction. We're looking at, you know, upwards of $300 to do anything in Ethereum. So it really only makes sense if you're a big player. If you're going to drop $1,000, maybe it's worth spending $300. But what are the next ones we have up here? Binance, the Binance Smart Chain is the next most popular, and lots of things are coming out on the Binance Smart Chain. If you're going to pay $200 or $300 in gas fees, you're only paying $2 or $3 in gas fees with Binance. After Binance, we have Solana, which is its own complete different type of protocol for developers. So developers will be using Rust to develop things on Solana. It's different. You can't fork protocols straight onto Solana. You have to completely rebuild them from dust. So because of that, Solana's a little different. Then moving down the line, we have Avalanche. So lots of things moving on Avalanche. Big plays there. Polygon has there's some things happening on Polygon. I'll talk about Polygon a little bit. Not a huge fan of Polygon. And we're just going down the list here until we get to Phantom. And then we get to Harmony. So now we can come all the way down here to Phantom. It's number 40. Huge things happening on Phantom that people aren't even aware of. It's a huge ecosystem, tons going on Phantom, where gas fees will be just like 20 or 30 cents. But once we get all the way down and we find Harmony 1 down here at number 59, gas fees are like a tenth of a penny, not even a penny, virtually free. And there's so many shards on Harmony, it's super fast. So it's the fastest, it's the cheapest, and it's honestly got the best community ever. So we're going to look at how DeFi has impacted these different protocols and allowed for decentralized reserve currencies, DRCs, to begin to start fruiting, start sprouting. So why decentralized reserve currencies? Well, we know we can't trust the reserve currencies of the governments, right? So all of these different coins can essentially go to zero if people stop buying them, right? But when you have a coin that's backed by a reserve currency, and then the coin is actually backed by a basket of assets, and the coin can't go below its backing price because we have a smart protocol that will automatically start buying the coin and burning it with the reserve currencies. So that's what decentralized reserve currencies do with smart protocols, and how we can get a coin that has a true backing. So let's look at how it first started happening on Ethereum. Early 2021, Olympus DAO came out. DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. So when you have a decentralized autonomous organization, there's no one person in control of it. No one person can steal your money. No one person can pull the rug out from under you and have the coin go to zero. It's autonomous. So essentially, it means the protocol can't die because, like I said, the coin is backed by a basket of currencies. So we have a basket of stable coins that back the currency, and you have a smart protocol like an autonomous robot that will automatically buy the coin if it dips down to a certain point where it's backed by, and then burn the coin. So the coin will never be allowed to go below the certain point that it's backed by. So you essentially have an invincible coin, an invincible protocol. So this allows for an APY of almost $7,000, and you can see there's already $3.5 billion locked inside this protocol. Their treasury is $817 million, and 90% of their coin, the own, is staked. You can't even access it. So, what happened with this protocol is, this was the first one. This was the daddy, and since then there's been many improvements. So we're going to be able to see a lot higher APY as we look at other projects. But this is kind of the one that proved the ground. This has been going on for almost a year now, since I think February 2021 is when it started. And let's kind of take a look at how this works, because this provided the blueprint that allowed decentralized reserve currencies to start sprouting up on other mainnet protocols such as BNB, Solana, Avalanche, Phantom, and Harmony is what we're going to touch on today. So to explain just essentially how this works is there's two different things you can do. If you're playing a game, there's two different actions you can take. You can stake or you can bond. Bond is essentially minting a new coin. When you produce a bond, you're going to mint a new coin, and you can do that by providing liquidity. In this instance, you can provide some of these stable coins such as DAI, a wrapped version of ETH, which is Etherium, that you can wrap and take onto other different chains. CVX, an OHM wrapped ETH liquidity pool for people to trade those two pairs, and you can create a pair of those two assets if you have those two assets. And then they have Frax and an OHM Frax liquidity pair. So you can see there's a different percent that you get a discount if you add these bonds. You know, it doesn't make sense to bond with these right now. It actually doesn't make sense to bond with any of these, because if you have a 6.38%, if we go to stake, we can see let's see if let me connect my wallet. So you need a Web 3.0 wallet to be able to connect with these devices. You can just go to MetaMask here if you don't have one, and download it to either your as a Chrome extension or Brave extension. If you add it to Brave, I like to use Brave. Just hit the little puzzle piece there, make sure to pin it up there, and then you'll have your MetaMask wallet. Make sure to write down your seed phrase. Write it down, don't save it on your computer. Write it down and save it someplace safe. Have your seed phrase there. Then you can go over here to chain list, and you can add the different mainnet that you want to work on. So it comes with Ethereum standard. Then if you want to add BNB, you can search for the Binance Smart Chain. So, Solana doesn't work for you. You'll have to get a separate one for that, either the Solar Flare wallet or the Phantom wallet. But you can add the Avalanche C chain. You can add the Phantom network or the Harmony One network. So add all those networks there for these different decentralized reserve currencies that you'd like to participate in. If you'd like to participate in, please do your own research. Don't just do it because I'm talking about it. So you can see when you connect your wallet, it's going to show you a percent that you're going to earn in 5 days. So what happens is when they bond and they mint new coins, or when you purchase the coin, the price here is $746. But if we scroll down, does it show the backing price here? It's right below. So the backing price is $153.57. So if the price of this coin ever drops to that price, the protocol will automatically buy the coin and then burn it. So the price of the coin will never be allowed to drop below that price. So it's this high above it because of demand, because there's a limited supply of the coin. So when this coin is bonded, or it's minted, this much amount of it is given to the minter or the bonder, so that they can have this much value of the coin. So the other amounts of the coin is divided up two other ways. part of it has gone to the DAO itself, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, to its treasury, so it has this backing for the coin. The other part of it goes to those who stake. So when you stake, you earn APY, which you get auto compounding. So in this protocol, every 8 hours, it gives you a reward. And then that reward is compounded on itself 3 times a day for a yearly APY of 6,924.8%. Now we're going to show you some protocols that go way beyond this, into the billions, to make some serious crazy money. So the total index means that if you bought 1 ohm at the very beginning when it launched, because of the auto compounding feature, you now have 40.6 ohm. So the history of this protocol hasn't been all peachy. There was an exploit and there was a major dump. It shot up early on, and then it dumped in May and had kind of a bear market through June, had a little pump here, and then it's really kind of kicked in again during this end of the year. So people that got in early are definitely laughing now of how much it's compounded so much. If you got 1, it's compounded over 40 times since then. But since then, I think people have gotten frustrated with Ethereum, because every time you want to stake or unstake, it's going to cost you a couple $100 or $300 in Ethereum gas fees to participate in this protocol. So this protocol is open source, right? So anyone can take this code and they can fork it onto other chains. So what happened this year in 2021 is this protocol got tested. It got tested with Olympus DAO on Ethereum, and now kind of starting in November, it's caught on and it's forked onto all these different chains. So we're going to go through them, we're going to review them, and I'm going to share with you my top 10. And I also have a list of like over 200 of them that we've gone through. So I'm just going to go through them by their parent chain market cap. So let's go on to the Binance chain next after Ethereum. So some people from the Olympus team came over to Binance and they created this project, which is Metaverse Pro. So this is the reserve currency for the Metaverse and GameFi. Right now, the Metaverse is probably the hottest thing in crypto. Like you could take anything, a banana with a hat on it and call it Metaverse, and people just throw thousands of dollars on it. But now to have a reserve currency for the whole Metaverse and the GameFi community, this is going to be huge. And this is actually the people from the original Olympus DAO team. So they know they're doing it right, and now they have a chance to do it on the Binance Smart Chain. So let's take a look at what they're doing here. So the backing price here is only $88, but you can buy a Meta right now for just $554. The wrapped staked Meta price is the Meta price times the index number. So that's how much Meta you'd have if you staked at the beginning and allowed for the auto compounding to take place. So what's cool here is they have a calculator. A couple other things I wanted to point out. You can see these other days here. A couple of things that you should pay attention to is the runway available. So the runway, this is how long the treasury is able to pay out the APY at their current rate. And you can see here's the rebase percentage over time. It looks pretty good. But let's go back over to Olympus. And what happened here, if we look at their dashboard, is they started out with this really high APY of like over 100,000, but then it rapidly declined over time. So now it's just 6,700. So sometimes you want to think, you know, is this APY that they have sustainable? So right now, their current APY that's like 6,700. You can see their runway is at 311 days. So now let's look at Metaverse Pro, and you can see their APY is click on stake. So 488,695% APY. And you look at their dashboard, and you can see how long their treasury is able to sustain that for. So 1,087 days. Did that just go up? Let's see if we can take a look at their calculator. So this basket of assets, so Metaverse is backed by a different basket of assets, right? So now we have the Meta USDT, which is the Tether liquidity pair, and then we have the Meta USDC, which is another stable coin. Wrapped BNB, Meta BUSD, which is the Binance USD stablecoin. So can we put in here, like, what if you have one Meta, and here's the current APY, here's the price, and let's just say the price stays the same. It's probably going to 10x, probably. Not financial advice, just my opinion. So we can crank up this calculator. Where are we going to be in 90 days? 90 days. We'll be at, we'll have like 8.5 meta, 8 meta. So that your one little $554 will be at $4,500 in just 90 days. But now you have 8 meta. So every time it compounds, and I believe it compounds every 8 hours here, I think it's the same, 3 times a day. There's going to be a point where it just becomes parabolic. And we had a high runway, right? So we're sure we can sustain this for a long time. So, alright, look, we hit $1 million. Is that right? No, that's 100,000. Sorry, excuse me. We hit $1 million by the end of the year just investing one. There we go. We'll hit over $2 million by the end of the year. In about 300 and where we hit $1 million, right there, around 323 days, just if the price stays the same. What if in 323 days the price 10x's? Then you'll have 10 million. So you can see decentralized finance is crazy. What you can do with decentralized reserve currencies, it's insane. Like, what's going to happen to humanity is going to be the biggest breakthrough humanity has ever seen. Like, anyone that gets involved in these projects, if these continue to work out and if these calculators, you know, prove themselves. But let's say worst case scenario, what's the backing price? Let's say it goes down to $88. Right, that's like the lowest it could be. You're still gonna make $430,000. Like, if you just put in one meta, $554, and the worst case scenario, the price goes down to its backing price of $88. In a year, you'll have $500,000. But this is the decentralized reserve currency for the metaverse. The metaverse is like the biggest thing in crypto. It's gonna 10x. So more like $10 million. Not financial advice. So I recommend joining the Discord, joining the Twitter, getting on their Medium, and reading the docs. Go through all the docs. I never recommend investing anything that you don't understand. Reading the docs is the best way to understand these projects. So Metaverse has had a great run. I actually got in I got in when it was just started. But anyways, it's had a great run. It hasn't seen any. Yeah, I got in down here. I bought this when it was right down here. It's had a great run. I don't see it slowing down. And it doesn't look. There's no real reason for it to pull back. It's growing modestly. This is modest, right? Because I want to share with you something absolutely bonkers, balls nuts, crazy next. So this is the official OHM Fork on Binance for the Metaverse game 5. But what about the unofficial ones? The team that's just going balls to the walls and that's crazy with this protocol. And they're going to be like, we're going to take this protocol, but we're going to tweak it and make it so it goes absolutely bonkers insane. I want to introduce you to JADE protocol. So these guys have these kind of funny, cheeky videos. It says they're the devs from Google, Harvard professor, and viral marketing experts. If they do half of what they say they're going to do with their viral marketing, this thing's going to become so popular. But look at this APY, 2.7 billion APY. So you're looking at that at the Metaverse Pro, and you're thinking 10 million, right? That's hot, right? This is a multi-billion-dollar play. Putting your money in this protocol. So what do we have here? So the backing of this is it can't go below 155.02 right now. You can get in for a JADE for $564. Of course, you can always buy a fraction of it. So, by the way, for any of these protocols, after you connect your wallet, so for these you'll have to be on the Binance Smart Chain. Connect your wallet, you can just go up here, add these tokens here, and then for both Metaverse and JADE protocol, you can buy on Pancake Swap. Which, if you like BNB, you gotta love pancakes, right? So let's check out our calculator here. So if you get one little JADE, and let's say the price stays the same. They think, of course, it's going to 10x. So one JADE, in 30 days, you'll have 2.4K. How long will it take you to make $1 million? Oh. Ew. Yeah, so it'll happen just around 160 days. You'll get $1 million. But when your current reward yield is 1.5763%, and I think you're getting rewarded that 3 times a day, it just goes parabolic. If you get $1 million, look how fast it is until you get 2 million. It's only just a few days later. I mean, it gets to the point where you're making $1 million like every day. So there it goes. It's $1 billion. So right around the 300 day mark, 308 days. If you buy one JADE right now, in 300 days, if the price stays the same, you'll have $1 billion, according to this, if this protocol continues to work. If the price 10x's, 10 billion by the end of the year. 15 billion, if it 10x's, just show you $154.5 billion is the play here. So read the docs, understand how the protocol works, and choose if you want to buy or stake. I mean, bond or stake. So JADE is backed by the JADE BUSD LP, Wrap BNB BUSD, and the Smart AVAX is coming soon. So the Fair Launch Foundation that created this, they're also part of this. They have a whole ecosystem. They're creating the launch pad for Avalanche for new projects to come out, and this is part of the ecosystem that they want to use this protocol to create a lot of wealthy people and train them to be VCs that can invest in upcoming projects that come out on Avalanche. So they just got audited by RugDoc. You can see here's some of their viral marketing at play. So RugDoc has reviewed them, so you can go over this, and they've been KYC'd by RugDoc. So I've been on hours of AMA with people from their team, just answering a lot of questions. They had a rough launch here a little bit. This is a weird chart, so I also got in at the launch of this, and then by the time it got to this point down here, I was just like, this stupid protocol is like, I got scammed, like I don't want to have anything to do with this. And then now it's back up here. Now I want to buy more of it. So if I would have bought down here, I could have had 10 times the amount of coins. You know, now I'm just gonna have 2 instead. You know, I could have had 10 if I bought down here, but it looks like it's gonna go into the green here. It's gonna get above this line pretty soon. That's what I'm feeling. They're just starting to launch their marketing. They have this game that's supposed to start playing in 14 days, in a couple weeks. Something having to do with the smart or the smarter coin, and with the JADE protocol. I don't know what the game is, but I think I'm curious of what's going to happen when the game starts. I don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen. It could be a big scam. It could be a big rug pull. They could just be leading us on with this 2.7 billion APY. But something's going to happen when this game starts, and maybe that's going to be when the price takes off. I think that's going to be where the price comes up. So maybe, I don't know, you might want to get positioned in here before this takes off. That's if you like JADE dragons. I had a dream about the dragon that my JADE that I bought. It was a little egg and actually hatched, and it was a dragon. It was like my pet, and it was cool. He was like my JADE dragon friend. So let's leave the Binance smart chain for a little while, and let's head over to the Solana blockchain, and let's check out how the reserve currency is doing over here. We have Sol Invictus. Now, we all know Solana is the deep state. They're pet home base over in Switzerland there, and if you like the Illuminati here, they got the owl symbol here. So we all know that, you know, we got the Illuminati here. They're coming in here at a modest 53%, 53,000%. What Sol Invictus does different, first of all, they're using the Rust developing code, which is different than the other blockchains. So they can't actually fork the own protocol onto Solana like they do other blockchains. So they had to completely redo it in Rust. But another thing that they added is they have dynamic rebasing. So instead of the other protocols where you have to wait 8 hours for the rebase, you can see your rebasing here in real time. So remember, you can't use MetaMask here, you have to use the Solar Flare or a Phantom Wall here. So that's Sol Invictus. Let's take a look at Sol Invictus. So it's done pretty well, and it's kind of consolidated now. I don't think this protocol is gonna fail. You know, I don't think it's gonna rug or nothing. I think it's gonna do well as the reserve currency for Solana for now. Nothing major going on here. Babylon DAO is also coming out on Solana. That's been super popular. A lot of hype going around that, but I also heard it's gonna be rug, and it's kind of a weird community. But if you like Babylonian, if you feel like you're a Babylonian, check that out. I'd be careful with that. Sol's more of a safe bet if you're into the deep state Illuminati. So let's head over to Avalanche. Avalanche has had some of the most popular OHM Forks ever with Wonderland time. You got the Cheshire Cat here. This is getting set up for a whole game. They're going to have a Wonderland RPG game. But I love that it's Wonderland.money. You can come in here and you can buy time. Who doesn't want to buy time? You can actually buy time, and you can stake it, and you can turn it into memories, and you can earn this awesome APY of 87,871.5% APY. It's backed by Time Avalanche LP, Wrapped Avalanche, Time MIM, which is Magic Internet Money, and Magic Internet Money. So let's see. The current price of Time is 7,713. It's a little pricey if you ask me, but let's see if you got one. The price stays the same. How long will it take you to make $1 million? You'll get $1 million right around 139 days, 138 days. And then by the end of the year, you'll have what, 6.7 million? Not bad. Not bad at all. The runway is 410 days, so you have at least a year and some for it to be able to pay out this this high yield, according to this. So go get your time. But 87,871.5% for a RPG game reserve currency. If people really came onto Avalanche and they wanted to go crazy like JADE, what would they do? Let's look at Time Wonderland. So a modest APY like that leads to this steady gains, and just like the others, it's consolidated. So we're kind of watching what Bitcoin and Ethereum, what the big daddies are doing. See if we're going to see a pump at the end of the year. We're kind of going to see a consolidation. Maybe people want to take some profits for the holidays, for the new, and then maybe you might want to start for the New Year's again. Maybe it might consolidate again around February tax time. You have to kind of plan these consolidation periods and buy the dip. You know, get in at the right time, but also sometimes it's worth it just being in the coin whenever you get in, and if it dips down once you get in, you're still going to get the rebases. And it seems kind of, if the price is too high, you can look at your 5-day ROI and decide to bond and get that discount. So when you bond, it takes 5 days for it to vest. So you have to see, do you want to wait the 5 days and get the discount allowed to vest, or do you want to stake now and then get the rewards for the 5% ROI? And you can log in and you can claim a little bit of it at a time and start earning those yields. But yeah, it's starting to consolidate a little bit. Wonderland time. Good stuff. So Snowbank is where people just went parabolic, mad, crazy on the Avalanche network, and they're like, we're gonna create the reserve currency for the Avalanche network and not have any weird Wonderland RPG game associated with anything. We're just gonna be the reserve currency. They have this APY of 539,987.5% right now, which is of course parabolic. And really, so the price right now, it's only $872. What is the backing price? $644, and the runway we have 283.2 days. So keep checking in on this. Usually what happens is the runway's been going up. Like, it's not like it ticks down every day. So usually it's been staying the same or it's been going up. So you have to be worried if it starts ticking down. So decent market cap, almost at 100 million here. So yeah, so also backed by MIM, AVAX. I don't know what's going on with their S-Dog. Their S-Dog, they tried to have a meme currency come out and pretty much rubbed. Let's take a look at what Snowbank is doing, because Snowbank had some interesting history. So if you got in pretty much any time in the history of Snowbank, you're probably pretty bad. I know a lot of people that got in up here. I got in like around here. I was like, yeah, it's going up, but that didn't last long. And then we're like, no, and then this happened. So what happened with this protocol is that it actually hit its backing price right here. It hit its backing. What happened to Snowbank is the worst thing that could ever happen to a protocol. One of these protocols happened. It hit its backing price. And what I see what happened is it worked. The protocol kicked in and it didn't go below the backing price. We saw that this worked, and this is a protocol that is invincible. It can't die. It can't go below this price. So if you get in now, it's right above the backing price. It can't go much lower than that, right? It can't go any, it's a couple $100. It can't go any lower. Pretty much the only place Snowbank has to go is up. And it has this mad crazy APY. So if you want to be involved in the reserve currency for the Avalanche network and have this crazy APY, here we go, Snowbank. So yeah, you can connect your wallet and you can use the snow globe, and you can look into the snow globe and you can see how many Lambos you'll be able to afford after several days, weeks, months, less than a year investing in Snowbank. So let's move on to the Phantom network. Phantom is just known for just a really large ecosystem that no one knows about or talks about. So we have several projects here. We have Hector DAO, which is coming in at a 323,764%. What was the Snowbank's? Snowbank's still higher. So when you see these pros coming out soon, Hector is coming out with a pro version of its app, and so is Snowbank. That means they're entering into phase 2. So the alpha phase 1 is money goes into the treasury and it doesn't come out. Phase 2 is the treasury starts becoming, they start offering their liquidity as a service. So for example, Hector works with Spooky Swap and Spirit Swap here on Phantom. Snowbank works with Trader Joe. And then we got Pancake Swap over on the Binance Smart Chain, Sushi Swap on Olympus. These are these DEXs, these decentralized exchanges. So the biggest problem with decentralized exchanges is liquidity. So these decentralized reserve currencies solve the problem of liquidity being available on these decentralized exchanges. So what happens is when they enter into their phase 2, then these protocols are able to offer their liquidity as a service to these decentralized exchanges. So what happens is when those exchanges happen, there's a fee for each exchange. So that fee gets added into the APY here and given to those who are staking their coins in the DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization here. So you can get your HEC here. Let's take a look at HEC. It's kind of, no, it's not bad. I think it's in a good place right here. It's had some healthy growth and then it's consolidated here. Not a bad entry point here to get in, if you ask me. So the Trojans, of course, are always, they're fighting the Greeks here. And we got the Spartans here. So we got Sparta. Everyone's fighting each other on the Phantom Nest. There's a bunch of, it's a ghost party of, it's kind of like Valhalla. Valhalla's another story. Don't get me started on that. So Spartacus here, it's got its 2,500, 4,734.1% APY. What's cool about Spartacus is it's incorporated with Spartacadabra. So Spartacadabra is a clone of Abracadabra, which is a borrowing lending service. So what they have is this theory of looping. Is basically when you stake your asset in one of these reserve currencies, it's not useless at that point. You have an asset, right? You have something that is like a golden goose, right? These things continue to produce, eggs. It's like a cow. It produces milk for you every day. You can milk it. It has this auto compounding feature, so it's like, pooping these coins for you every day. That's a valuable asset. So when you get your staked coin, you can put that up as collateral to borrow against it, using something like Spartacadabra or Atacadabra or one of these borrowing lending protocols. And then you can loop it, because then you can borrow against it and then stake that and then get more collateral to then be able to borrow more and then stake that and then be able to borrow against that and gain more and stake that, and you can loop it for several times until you get to the point where you're only able to borrow a little bit, depending on how much you first start out with. So the problem with some of these sites originally, we were able to do this with time. You're able to put your memories up for collateral, and you're able to get magic internet money lent to you in exchange, MIM, and then turn that into more time, stake that, get more memories, get more magic internet money. Sounds insane, but people have been doing this. But what's happened is there's no more magic internet money. People have used it, and there's no more liquidity left of magic internet money. So something like Spartacadabra here, which what Spartacus does, they might be able to add that so people can start using their staked assets as collateral again and continuing to borrow against it. It's a deeper set. You're going to know, you want to be able to set your limits so you don't borrow too much, right? Like, you only want to borrow like 30%. I don't know how much you want to borrow. I'm not a financial advisor. Alright, so Spartacus, it's kind of hanging out there. It's not doing anything like super major, but it's had some decent growth, and now it's been kind of consolidating. So it doesn't seem overbought to me at all. It seems super underbought, but with a low APY, 200,000 APY, whatever is low. There's other things that we can look at here. So we have these different themes, the Spartans, the Hectors on Phantom, but we really want one reserve currency of the Phantom network that doesn't have these weird themes to it. There's other Exodia is another one on Phantom. Pumpkin is just started out with. Who knows if Pumpkin will pump or not? We'll see. So Phantom seems more like the official, if you can have an official OHM Fork Decentralized Reserve Currency over here on the Phantom network. They're newer. This one's kind of newer, but look at this, 4 million APY. Put that when you. So definitely some crazy things happening here. So this one, this basket of assets that is backed by, it's not only backed by Magic Internet money, but it's also backed by Stake Spell. And then you got the Phantom DAI liquidity pairs, Phantom Magic Internet money liquidity pairs. So what's cool here is you have a bridge here, so you can bridge onto the Phantom network. You can also use Moonriver. I don't know why you'd want to use Moonriver if you can use Phantom. Phantom's so cool, but people like Moonriver. Mover's super big. Mover's moving around, so you can bridge on through Moonriver if you're like that. Can we do anything with the crystal ball? So let's see. You want to check out the dashboard here first on Phantom. So here, market price, it's only $452.70. Epochs every 8 hours. Okay, got that. And then, does it say the backing price? I don't see it. So, anyways, let's check out the crystal ball. If you just have one, if you just get one little Phantom, how long will it take you to reach 1 million? If the price stays the same. So it looks like it's going to happen right around 265 days if the price stays the same. By the end of the year, you'll have 18 million. But let's face it, it's probably going to 10x. You think it's going to 10x? You think by the end of the year, if you just get one Phantom, you'll actually have 184 million? Damn, DeFi is crazy. Ain't DeFi crazy? We'll see what happens. It's an experiment. We're in uncharted territory. I mean, it worked with OHM, so why can't it work with Phantom? They're just forking the same thing. So yeah, not really clear how exactly they have such a high APY for this. But here you can check out their docs. They don't have oh yeah, they do. Here's their Discord and Twitter and everything. Check in on them. So Phantom had this weird, they had kind of a rug in the beginning here. They had this like, who is this like one wallet that came in and just bought this, another person bought, and it dropped out there, and then I thought it was safe, so I bought like right here, and then this huge dump happened here. So hopefully that like a-hole that like did this big like pump and dump scheme here at the beginning, that's out of the community now, and it kind of had this healthy consolidation here, and it seems to be healthily growing now. So I would say it looks kind of safe. You always want to be safe, like the calculator guy is safe and smart. You want to be smafe. So do your own research on these. So that's Phantom. Now I want to take you to my favorite network, the Harmony network. I want to share with you the One DAO to rule them all. I wish I was on the right network right now, but it's not letting me change networks while I'm recording, but that's okay. So this API comes in at 3.437 billion. Billion, the B. And, oh, will it let me? So I've just been watching this runway get higher and higher. switch over to the Harmony main network here like that. See if that works. So it was 130 days, and now each day it seems to be going up a day. So I like to see the runway continuing to get bigger and bigger. I like to see the APY continue to go up. It was, you know, a few 100,000 when I first got on, then it went up to a billion, then it went up to 2 billion. Now it's at 3.4 billion. Who knows where it's going to go? So how is this APY so big? It's because the backing price is only $669, and people are paying this premium market price of $8,936.51. So that's a lot of money there that can go into providing these rewards here for this APY. So it makes sense, you know, if people just pay more for the coin and they put in these bonds. But look, so you can get a 19.17% discount if you bond with a ODAO 1 liquidity pair. But would you want to bond? You know, you think, oh, you know, 19.17%, that's a great discount. But the 5-day ROI is 26.834%. That's a quarter. So imagine when you have $1 million in here. What's a quarter of $1 million? It's a quarter of $1 million. So if every 5 days you're getting 0.25%, when you have $1 million, you're getting $250,000 every 5 days. And then pretty soon you're going to have $4 million. And then a quarter of $4 million, you're going to have $1 million every 5 days. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, Einstein said. This shit's parabolic. Excuse my French. So let's look at the calculator here. I only got half an ODAO right now. It's all good. I'm going to have a whole ODAO soon. But let's see. If you just have half an ODAO, like I do, you'll reach $1 million in 66 days, 65 days. And then multi-millionaire by the summer. Then you hit $1 billion. When do you hit $1 billion? You'll hit $1 billion right around 259 days. So you see down here it says potential number of Lambos. In 259 days you could buy 4,605 Lambos if you just start out with half an ODAO right now. And then every day you could buy a dozen more Lambos. So at the end of the year, you'll have 156 billion USD. So the variable here is the runway is only 140 days. It's not 365 days. So it's very possible that, like we saw with Olympus DAO, the APY could go down over time. But that's not what I've seen since I've been in this. I've only seen the API going up. I've only seen the runway going up. This market cap is tiny. It's nowhere near the 100 million market cap, or 100 million market cap that we've seen from the other ones. Okay? This is still tiny. 59 million? That's small. You're not anything until you're at least 100 million. Even 100 million is pretty small. Market cap in the crypto world. So imagine when this starts getting popular, what's going to happen? Is the price going to keep going up? Are we going to see 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 ODAO? So all these protocols work differently. When they decide, and the community also decides. Is the community going to continue to lower the price by continuing to bond? Are they going to continue to stake? When you stake, you increase the price. So yeah, definitely join their Discord. They have a meme contest going on right now. If you look in their meme section of their Discord, it's great. I like to go into Deck Screener here and kind of see what's been going on. I like using the tools here. So we just came into a reversal here. So this is what I'm looking at. We just had the longest bull run this project has seen. It hasn't hit its all-time high yet. It's kind of staying in a good entry-level price, but it looks like we had this reversal, but it doesn't look like this reversal is going to go anywhere. We'll see. But if it turns around again, I'm looking to buy my other half of my ODAO and get down with the rest of it, because you can see it's usually like pump twice, and then down twice, pump twice and then down twice, pump twice, down once, pump twice, and then it kind of fell a little bit. As like I'm sure some people that got on early wanted to take a lot of profits, but the mentality here, the game theory here, is to stake. It's 3-3. It's if you stake and I stake, everybody wins. Because there's three things you could do. You could stake, you could bond, or you could sell. And if we both stake, everybody wins, because the price is going to continue to go up and you'll continue to receive your rebase rewards. So even if during a down market like this, you're still getting rewarded. So what's different with Harmony 1 is their epoch is 2 hours. So you get your rebase reward every 2 hours. So let's just look at the calculator here, for example. Let's see. So the price of ODAO. Let's do some math together really quick so you can get an idea of what these rebase rewards are like right now. So 8,936.51 is the price of an ODAO, and the reward amount, we go for staked. So if you have half an ODAO in here, your next reward amount, the reward yield is 0.3969. So for half an ODAO, the reward amount is 0.002021, which is $18. So that's $18 every 2 hours. So that times 12 for the day, so that's $216 that this coin is producing for you a day. So you have to understand that with DeFi 2.0, it's not about buying and selling anymore. It's about buying and staking and earning your reward yields. So when you can do this and earn these amount of reward yields, there's no reason to sell. Like, so if the price goes down a little bit, then your reward, maybe you'll just be making $180 instead of $220. But because it's compound interest, every day it continues to go up, because you'll be able to get your reward from a higher amount of yield that you have staked. So the index here is 4.19. If you had one ODAO at the beginning, you'd have 4.19. What else do you want to know? If you want to play with the calculator here, playing with the calculator is a lot of fun. You can just be like, count the days until you're a billionaire. Yeah, so this is looking to me like You ever had like a friend come over that has like a really good dip, like not like branch, but I'm talking about like the layered dip, and you're like, oh my god, there's dip on the table, I have to eat some of this dip, but there's no chips. You got to get your chips. Go get your chips ready, so you have your chips ready there to eat up that dip, right? That's what I'm doing. So I got my chips ready. I went over to Simplex. I just use Simplex. You can buy ODAO here. Once you're on the Harmony network, you can just go buy ODAO here, and you can buy it on Sushi Swap. Just go on a Sushi Swap. You can add the ODAO token, and when you stake your ODAO, you get Oxy. Kind of like when you stake time, you get memories. When you stake ODAO, you get Oxy. And then you'll see your Oxy getting your rewards there. So I buy with Harmony One. You can buy Harmony One using Simplex. You just type into your search engine, buy Harmony One. But you can also buy it with USDT, UST, or USDC. If you want to use a stable, or DAI. So just have your stable coins ready, or your Harmony One ready, and get into this ODAO. So let's review just like the top 10. Those are the top 10, and then I have a couple like honorable mentions. We have ODAO here coming in first place with the highest APY, 3.4 billion. Second place, we have JADE protocol at 2.7 APY. Third place, we got Phantom here at 6.5 million. And then we got Snowbank, 500,000. Then Metaverse Pro, 400,000. Hector, 300,000. Spartacus, 200,000. And then Sol Invictus, 53,000. That's all 10, right? And then we got Olympus here at almost 8,000. So, an honorable mention I have to talk about is Klima. Klima came out with so Klima's on the Polygon network, Matic, and they do something a little bit different here. I'm not going to switch to the Matic network right now, but what they do is, instead of backing it by like stable coins, is they back it by climate credits. Now, I went to get my master's in business at a school that focused on sustainability, and I was groomed as a sustainability consultant, and I learned how to rate businesses on their sustainability and account for climate credits. And I can tell you, I don't understand climate credits. I think climate credits are BS personally. But people love the idea of saving the environment. So I think there's this big pump that came up here, and people realize that climate credits are BS. But I don't know, maybe it might come back around. Maybe climate credits might be a thing. I don't know. It's an interesting idea if you're into saving the environment and like climate credits and AOC and the Green New Deal and stuff. Klima might be for you. It's not for me, but I just thought I'd mention it here. It's an interesting project, and it was really popular. And now kind of a participation award. We have Atlas USV. This was created by Ty Lopez, who is he's been a mentor of mine for over 6 years. I've gone through a lot of his courses. He's actually a great mentor. I've learned a lot from him. And he's doing something interesting here with his Universal Store of Value, USB Atlas. Could be something, kind of an interesting app, but he's only offering 150% APY. I think he doesn't even, let's say the APY here. Yeah, 150% per year. Wow, a big deal after you kind of looked at the others. But there might be more here to this project than just the APY. It looks like an interesting protocol, but there you go. So if you like this information, I want to share with you how you can give me a tip and get paid doing it. This is a ROI dApp. It's called BNB Energy, and it has been audited by Certic and Hayes, which I did my research on these guys, and definitely if they audit a project, it's legit. So what this project is basically it allows you to put money into this BNB Energy factory and earn rewards. So to do your research on this, just look down here at the contract balance. Make sure there's enough in this contract balance to pay out the rewards that you want. There's over 142 BNB, so that's all right. And you start off and you can earn 3% daily, and then you have to compound manually every day, and every day it goes up from 3% all the way up to 20% to where you can be earning 20% daily on your BNB. And then when you withdraw, it goes back down, and then you have to compound it up back to 20%. So you can do this over and over again and print for yourself BNB and then use that to go invest in your other projects. So I have an affiliate link for this down below. When you get started with this, not only can you print for yourself BNB at up to 20% daily, but I think I'll get I'll get a little percent of that, so you'll be able to tip me and help me out a little bit if you enjoy this content. Another project that's similar to this is Drip. Drip's doing some really cool things, and they're actually turning into it's going to be a RPG game with NFTs in it that you can play. And there's talk, I think Drip is going to become really popular, and I think there's even talk that they might use Drip as part of a reserve currency for Olympus DAO. I think that's just a rumor, but this is a steady 1% that you can earn off of any of your BNB. You can turn your BNB into Drip, and then you deposit your Drip, and then you earn 1% off your Drip. And Drip has gone up. It was around $19 when I got in a couple weeks ago. It's up to $25 now. I think Drip's going to go to $100 within the next year. And you can earn 1% on whatever you put in here daily, and then you can hydrate it, and then you can keep earning more off that. And what's cool about the Drip faucet is we do team airdrops, so everyone who's involved in the team will send out airdrops of Drip to people. So you can, whatever you get it started with, even if it's just a little bit, if you're in the team, you can be eligible to receive these airdrops. So both of these, I have my affiliate link below. You can join these, and getting involved in these is a way to give you a little tip if you've liked this information. That way you can get paid to give me a tip, so that's awesome. Then yeah, if you don't have your MetaMask now, you can go to metamask.com, get the extension. Remember to save your seed phrase, head over chain list, add the networks. You can search for the networks you wanted to if you wanted to get involved in any of these projects. And below this video there's going to be a link to our Telegram, the crypto fire chat Telegram, and you can join that. And if you join that, I can share with you in that Telegram how you can get invited to our Discord, where we share all our secrets, and we have a lot of information in there, and you can get involved, ask questions, share information, and chat about what's fire. So I hope you enjoyed this crypto fire chat. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy anything because I'm talking about it. And share with me what you think is fire, and what you think about DeFi 2.0 and these decentralized reserve currencies. Are they going to radically change humanity, or are they going to bust? It's an experiment, so I'm excited to find out what happens, and look forward to hearing what you think.